Hello and welcome back to Kielder Forest. This is Lewisburn Climb and that is my chain falling off. Yeah, okay, so that is pretty much the story of my life right there. Lewisburn Climb, it's the second off-road bit, third section of the Lonesome Pine Trail at Kielder. If you've watched the other two videos then you know this already. It's just the start of the actual proper climbing up to Lonesome Pine, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but this is the one off-road section. Something's gone wrong with the bike again. Honestly, I don't know why I bother. But yeah, here we go. This is the first, and yeah, it's the only. I can only think of two uphill sections at Kielder, which is off-road. The rest of it is just fire road, really. And yeah, that is me struggling to go up a hill. This is obvious that I really do need to get some training in, which is ironic when you think about it, because, well, when I think about it, not when you think about it, because you don't know what I'm thinking, because, you know, my head is dumb. And yeah, I'm planning to actually get out and do a bit more training over the winter, because I'm a fair weather rider. I don't like rain, I don't like getting wet. The only time I ever really like going out and getting absolutely soaked and drenched and wet and cold when I was biking was when I first started. It must be what, 10, 12 years ago now. I used to live and work in Peebles, right at the bottom of Glentress Forest, which is where I started actually cycling properly off-road. And I always had bikes, but the first proper cross-country style stuff was at Glentress, and it was because I was working in a hotel there at the time. I heard about the forest, thought I'd give it a shot, and the showers there are absolutely fantastic. The staff showers in the basement of a hotel. I'm not going to say which one because, you know, advertising and stuff like that. But it's 6 floors high, hot water tanks, massive hot water tanks. You couldn't run out of hot water. You could sit in a hot shower all day and never run out of water. It was that good. And 6 floors worth of pressure. You could rip the skin off your back at full power on those things. It was brilliant. And there was nothing better than going out into the forest between shifts, getting absolutely caked in mud, covered in snow, rain, whatever, and just jumping straight into those showers. So good. It's not. I don't enjoy it anymore because wherever I am, I always have to drive home afterwards. I know quite a few sites now have showers, but it's not the same. It showers in a cabin or something. It's a bit, and you have to pay for them. And I'm a cheapskate. Honestly, I am a cheapskate. So, so I don't do that. So, back to Kielder Forest, after that kind of rambling aside. I can't remember doing this bit, but apparently I did. You can see the really rough surface there. It's a difficult one. It's rough in places. It can get tricky because, as you can see up ahead, there's quite a lot of loose, large stones on the surface as you're going up the steeper sections. This is one of the steeper ones. I can honestly say I didn't actually have to push any of this. I did actually do the full thing without pushing. I did stop a few times on several of the uphill sections, but I didn't push. So, hooray, go me. Yeah. The only exception was when I went and did Bloody Bush, because I did Lonesome Pine and Bloody Bush at the same time. And there's, what, 3-4 sections of Lonesome Pine that you have to do twice if you're doing Bloody Bush as well. Because after this video we'll have, I can't remember the name of it, we've got 2 fire road sections, then we're into Capon Hassock, and Bloody Bush kicks out at the beginning of Capon Hassock, so you've got to do that section and the ones following it to get back up the top of Lonesome Pine, which is, it's Capon Hassock, which is a fun downhill one. Stony Holes, something like that. Top of the valley, Stairway to Heaven, and then you're back onto the downhill sections. But top of the valley is horrifying. Well, Stony Holes and top of the valley are absolutely horrifying bits of trail. They're just straight up the hill, really rough, really rocky, fire road, or switchbacks, just really nasty. So I might have pushed up the second time I did it, but in my defense, I did it the first time, so I didn't need to film it twice. So it works. It wasn't on camera, so it doesn't count, which is my excuse. Now, Kielder Forest is just over the border from England. Well, actually, it's England. What am I talking about? It's just over the border from Scotland, and I believe it was the site of quite a lot of nasty battles. And as a result, one of the things you have to watch out for when you're riding in Kielder Forest are chupacabras. It might seem weird that you've got a Mexican grizzly running loose in a forest in England, but it's a very real problem that you have to face when you're riding in the north of England. And they're very rare, really kind of green, shaggy creatures. Red bits, armor plating. They're not nice. I think I've got a picture of it somewhere. Hang on, give me a second, and I will. And that is one of them. If you see them in the forest, run like hell. They're not friendly. Quite strokeable, but not friendly. So avoid them. Apart from chupacabras, that's the main problem in the English forests. If you go over into Scotland, you start getting bogles, things like that, kelpies, nasty ones those, especially because they drag you into rivers and drown you. So try and avoid things like that. The one to watch out for is, I think it's maybe forest. You've got the Burn Splash. It's about 2/3 of the way around the Red Trail, the Phoenix Trail there, and you come down a hill into a river and out the other side. And if you're not fast, the kelpies will grab you and drag you in, and that's it. You're done for. So just be careful. Cycling is a dangerous sport, and it can't be overstated enough that mythical creatures can and will jump out on you and murder you at any time. So be careful. Anyway, back to Kielder and things that are slightly more real. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. Great. Yeah, training. I've got plans at the moment. I don't know if they're going to go ahead, but I am planning on actually doing a lot of training, getting a bit fitter so I can do videos like this at a better speed, because this is crap. I'm just crawling up the hills here, and I want to be good at cycling. At the cycling, yes. So one of the things I've decided to do is I'm going to go and try and actually challenge myself. And it coincides quite neatly with work trying to make us do charity for children in need, because I'm not saying where I work, but they like to do a big thing every year where they try and get as many staff into fundraising as possible. So they pester us and bug us and all that to make us do charitable things. And as speaking as myself, charity is horrible, because I'm selfish, and but I've decided I'm actually going to give it a shot, because I used to do charity stuff, which is weird. I used to do it in high school for a charity called Chas, Children's Hospice Association in Scotland. I don't know if this still exists or anything. That's 12, 13 years ago now. I assume so, because you would have probably heard if they exploded or something. But I haven't done anything properly charitable for a long time. So I figured I need to get fit. We get shouted at if we don't do charity at work. So combine the two and get some interesting videos out of it. So what my plan is the West Highland Way. It's 96 miles long, I think, from it's spelt Milngavie, but apparently it's Minglevie or something like that. I don't know. It's a Scottish name and it makes no sense. From there to Fort William, kind of via Loch Lomond and Glencoe and all those other interesting places. So I'm planning on cycling it in 3 days towards the end of October, if I can get time off from work, which is interesting. It's like, we want you to do charity, we want you to do things, but we don't want to give you the time to do it, which makes sense in a completely does not make sense type of way. So there we go. End of October, I'm going to try to do the West Island Way. If you're watching this video, which is doubtful because I think these videos get about 1 watch at a time and people don't get past 3 minutes. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to film it, I'm going to put it up on YouTube on this channel. Not the whole thing, because that's going to be like 12 hours of bloody riding and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to edit it down, the highlights kind of thing, me falling off and crashing and breaking things and getting caught in avalanches and stuff like that, the interesting stuff, where I die many times. Yeah, and I'm not paying attention to what the video is actually doing, and apparently I'm just proving how crap I am by falling off the side of the trail on a straight bit. Yeah. So, coming up to the end, this is, I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the next bit of trail. We're getting to the top here. It will go into Fire Road. It's a Fire Road climb. 1, 2, 3 Fire Road climbs, and then Cap and Hassock, or 2 Fire Road climb sections, then Cap and Hassock. It's kind of a shame because there's quite a lot of decent trails at Kielder, so it's a bit of a shame that so much of the climbing is on Fire Road. And the later one, Stony Holes, is a bit of an arsehole, but everything leading up to it is still Fire Road, and it's still pretty meh. So, Fernie now. Of course. How did I not remember that? So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, favourite, subscribe, anything. We need to get the word out about TrailDog, and the best way is by sharing it or just hitting like, because that means more people are likely to see it. Thank you for watching, and see you at Fernie now.